Hey there, and welcome to Metal Mercers Road for Saturday, fucking March 25th. How the hell are ya? A little hungover today. We had a big show last night at Verns. Want to thank everybody for coming out. We had a really good turnout, bigger than I thought. I think there's probably about 100 people in attendance, so thanks for coming and rocking out with us. There's wicked bands. Widow's Peak started the night off. I think it's their second show, so it sounded good. This stage sound was a little bit, I don't know, it was kind of tough to hear guitars at certain points, but overall, good experience. The band pulled in a little bit more money to go towards our recording. That's been ongoing here. Probably looking to lay some bass tracks down this week. So things are moving along nicely. And we're getting ready for fucking Loud as Hell Festival. That's coming up. Last night we were playing our show, and we played our whole set list, and then we got to play another one, an encore, if you will, and we played Stab to Death, and one of the guys, I kind of went out into the crowd because I do have wireless on my bass and that. And I went out into the crowd trying to bump people in that, and one guy came barreling in, and I think one of the girls or something pushed him. I think it was Dawn, and he went flying across the stage. And I don't know if he was like hammered drunk or whatever, but he went flying right into Jesse's rig, and our cords were stretched out pretty tight to kind of reach the power bars and that. So he actually unplugged Jesse for the last kind of verse of the song and that. So they're like trying to like panic and get him all plugged back in while me, Devin, and Connor just kind of finished off the song. And but yeah, good experience, man. It was good to see. Clint was feeding me shots of Jaeger all fucking night long. So it was a good night overall. So thanks again. Verns is it's such a pain in the ass parking downtown. You gotta fucking drive around the block a whole bunch of times to find a fucking good place to park, but can't let parking keep you down, right? So it was overall a really good show, and today I just dropped Courtney off this morning, and I went over to my parents' house, and the window on my truck was giving me troubles, so it wouldn't come down all the way, and I was having some door issues before and that, so I ripped the panel off the door, and I guess the little bolt that it was like a piece that kind of connects the door to the hinge of the door to kind of swing it in and out on the truck, it actually grabbed the window track, and it actually tore it back a bit, so it like bent the window track all out of shape, so then my window couldn't go down. So I ended up pulling that all out, and I straightened my window track and putting it all back together, and it's all top notch, right? And replaced the fucking tail light, bulb, just regular maintenance shit. But I know the manifold on my exhaust was kind of coming a little bit loose, so threw a couple bolts in there, nuts and bolts in there, and got that all straightened away. So cleaned out, and then I throw these big steel plates in the back of my truck because it's a two-wheel drive, so those steel plates help me in the winter for gripping on the snow and the ice. So I had two in my truck. We pulled those two out, and then I helped my dad pull the one out of his, so because he's got the same kind of dealio going on. And my parents are watching their friend's dog, Sophia. She's a little black dog. She kind of reminds me of this old dog we used to have, Daisy. But, over there today, and we had a little turkey bacon club with a little honey mustard sauce, right? A little extra honey mustard sauce, and, so over and all, a good day. And, my condo here, I've owned a condo for about like the last 10 years, I think. And, my mortgage just came up for renewal, and I had a big issue with that, but got that all straightened away finally, and I had some flooding issues in the condo, and it flooded twice. It's flooded in my main area here, and came down through the ceiling, and I came out one day and just heard like a drip, drip, drip. Turned on the light, and the fucking globe was full of water. So shut that off, and they had to come in and tear out the ceiling. And then I had tenants in here for a few years, and it was like right around Christmas time, of course. The fucking place flooded again in the same spot, so like up another floor or whatever, came down through, all 3 floors, and destroyed the ceiling. And then when they patched the ceiling up, it wasn't the greatest job. And it flooded one other time. My neighbor's main line went, and it came over through my bedroom and my bathroom, and so I had to. They tore back all the carpet and kind of dried it all out, but it was all gross anyway. So that was kind of what I ended up doing, pulling that carpet out. So. Replacing it with some vinyl flooring that we got for some cheap. I think I was talking about this before, but so I got her all fixed up, and I had a leak. I had another leak when I moved back in here. It was around my toilet, but apparently it was the toilet hose or whatever. But I called the condo board, and they had a plumber come out because I'm terrified that it was like another main water line somewhere going, and they had this plumber come out, and it turned out it was just a little hose on the back of my toilet, like a little $10-15 hose. And then they sent me a bill like 6 months in the mail later for $180 to fucking fix this little hose. And I had a big fuss about that, so I called the condo board, and got that all straightened out. And well, it's supposed to go to the condo board meeting, I think. I called the condo board meeting, like the general meeting, so it's been suspended as of for right now, but we'll see. It's seen a few bikes on the road lately too, so I'll have to get mine out here. The insurance is up on mine, so I gotta get that all fucking straightened away again, right? This is just a kind of random thought I had the other night, but and it was more so I don't know. Here it goes. We are all gifted the gift to jerk off, and what a shame it would be if our own hands, didn't reach down for that special place. Animals are fucked. They actually have to find somebody to fuck. Not me. I can jerk off right into the next century and jerk off all the way to Mars. Not that I do much jerking off, but of course you gotta sneak in your rounds here and there, right? Cooking bacon, it comes on those big like wads. I'm pretty sure people would fucking take that as currency. So I had, I posted a thing on Facebook, and it was about money, or like shells. I think I was calling money shells. So this is more names for slang names for money. Shells, greenbacks, cheddars, scratch, smackers, bones, bucks, dollars, chips, cabbage, hard cash, ready money, assets, fortune, wealth, monies, pay, salary, resources, bank, and then I got some more here. Benjamins, big ones, bills, bones, bread, bucks, cabbage, cheddar, clams, coin, C notes, dead presidents, dime, dough, doubles, ducats, fins, 5 spots, fivers, folding stuff, greenbacks. I already said that one, Paul. GS, I don't know what the fuck that is. Grand, large, lettuce, long green, loot, lucre, moolah, nickel, ones, quarters, sawbucks, scratch, shekels, simoleons, singles, skrilla, smackers, spundulix, stacks, tenors, 10 spots, 2 bits, wad, wampum, yards. All different names for money. Money's your thing. I think money's a lot of people's thing. You shouldn't let money control you, but if it does, I hope it works out. So there's Slaughterfest 2017, March 25th, so that's today. It's up in Edmonton. Edmonton's Extreme One Night Metal Festival makes its triumphant return, featuring Canada's finest extreme metal bands. Disciples of Power is playing their final Alberta show. Display of Decay out of Edmonton, they're playing death metal. Vile Insignia out of Calgary play Black and Death. Barrows out of Medicine Hat are Death and Grind. Death God is out of Calgary and they're death metal. And Misery Tomb is out of Edmonton and they're crossover punk / metal. So that's going on tonight. That's up in Edmonton if any fucks are from Edmonton. Fuckians, There's also another show at Distortion tonight. It's Skylar's Memorial Fundraiser. My CD I'm hitting the stage this evening with Path to Extinction. I'm also bringing my CD distribution. This is a fundraiser for a close friend of mine that passed away. Details in the link. So this is going on tonight at Distortion. I think Black as Sin is playing, and I don't know if Darren is still with them, Darren Creppy, but I know he's having back issues and he's having some other issues showing up for jams, I guess, but that's a big thing. If you're in a band, you gotta fucking put in the work behind the scenes to get to the next level. I think jams are all good a couple times a week, and then practice almost every day if you can. Even just short amounts of practice, any little bit helps, right? So you're never really satisfied either as a musician, I find. I've really tried to raise my game as of late, and you feel really good in jam and practicing at home, and nothing's like kind of getting up on stage in front of people, because then it's just your natural instincts kind of take over your muscle memory, and you just kind of plug away, and hopefully you don't make any mistakes in that. And it's definitely, the sound stage is way different than playing in the basement, because in the basement we have the advantage of like wearing headphones and that for our jam time, so it can absolutely help everything kind of stay really tight and that. So that's enough about me. We're talking about the fundraiser here for Skylar. Friends, a number of you have already heard about the passing of Skylar Rasmussen. Not only was he a great friend, scholar, and fitness inspiration, he was a loving son and a financial provider to his mother, who suffers from several debilitating disabilities. My apologies for the reading here. Fuck. His unexpected passing has crushed the hearts of many and has also left her in a very tough spot financially. The purpose of this event is to assist Rhonda and ease these burdens. We will be hosting this event at Distortion for a night of music, art, and remembrance. There will not only be live entertainment, but also a silent auction and raffle for various prizes, including gift certificates for tattoos, piercings, salon treatments, cursed earth apparel, and pet training grooming services, as well as gift baskets from Hazardous Material and Filth Hounds Beauty. Come out and have fun while we also we are helping somebody in need. Cover will be $12, which includes a raffle ticket. It's 18 plus only. Make sure you got your ID. And the bands are Black as Sin, Trayer, Frightenstein, and Path to Extinction. So great bands, great bill, and a great cause. So hopefully get some people out for that one. That's tonight at Distortion 3828, Trustworthy McLeod Trail South, so got to get out for that one. And currently the Flames are, they're playing the Blues. It's a 1-1 tie going in its second period with about 11 minutes left here, and the Flames are in a tight playoff race, and the West is getting tight, but the Kings are they're a little ways out. They got a little bit of winning to do, I think, if they want to get in. But I'd say watch out if they do get in, because they got a bunch of veterans and guys that know how to win before. So, and plus, I'd love to see Iggy make another good run for a cup. He does deserve a cup. It's too bad he didn't come back to Calgary, though. It would have been a sweet Cinderella story, but we all know those don't exist all the time. So, and the Leafs are down 3-2 against Buffalo in the second. Montreal's up on Ottawa 3-0. Florida's up on Chicago 2-0. Carolina's up on New Jersey 1-0. And Boston and New York Islanders are tied at 1-1. Arizona's down to Washington 1-0. And San Jose is down to Nashville, same thing, 1-0. And there's a free game, Colorado and Edmonton tonight. Who wants to watch those shitty teams, right? Well, the Oilers are doing well, but the fucking Avalanche suck balls this year. Suck the big old donkey balls. The New York Rangers are playing the Kings, so that's a big game for them. The Canucks already beat Minnesota today 4-2, and Columbus is up on Philly 1-0. Or no, they beat Philly 1-0. Final. So let's see here. I got a dirty joke for you. A man and a woman meet in an elevator. Where are you heading today? The man asks. I'm going to give blood. How much do you get paid for giving blood? About $20. Wow, says the man. I'm going to donate sperm. The sperm bank pays $100. The woman angrily gets off the elevator. The next day, the man and the woman meet in the elevator again. Fancy meeting you here again. Where are you off to today? Sperm bank, she says with her mouth full. Dirty horse. Boy, I'll pay you $10 to climb up the flagpole. So, okay, the girl climbs up the flagpole. Mommy, a boy paid me $10 to climb up the flagpole. Mom says, he just wanted to see your underwear. The next day, the same boy, I'll pay you $20 to climb up the flagpole. Okay, thanks. Girl climbs up the flagpole. Girl comes back to her mom and says, Mommy, today a boy paid me $20 for climbing up a flagpole. But today I tricked him because I wasn't wearing any underwear. A guy walks into a bar with an alligator. It's about 10 feet long, and the bartender flips out and says, Hey buddy, you get that son of a bitch out of here. It's gonna bite one of my customers and I'm going to get sued. The guy says, No, it's a tame alligator. I'll prove it to you. He picks up the alligator and puts it on the bar, and then he unzips his pants, pulls out his package, and sticks it in the alligator's mouth. Oh, a little bestiality there for you. The alligator just keeps his mouth open. After about 5 minutes, he pulls it out of the alligator's mouth and zips up his pants and says, See, I told you it was a tame alligator. Anybody else want to try? The drunk down the bar at the end of the bar says, Yeah, I'd like to try it, but I don't think I can hold my mouth open that long. Hello guys, this is a gay test. If you rate this kick-ass, you're not gay. Vice versa, I want to see how many people are gay. Oh yeah, because they got ratings on this site, if it's a kick-ass joke or a lame joke. Here's another dirty joke. A dick has a sad life. His hair is a mess. His family is nuts. His next door neighbor is an asshole. His best friend is a pussy. And his owner beats him habitually. on the regular. On on the regular. Unless you're an animal, then you can't really jerk off, you know. My cat can't jerk off, poor bastard. You know. I'm not gonna do it for him. A husband and a wife are trying to set up a new password for their computer. The husband puts "my penis" and the wife falls on the ground laughing because on the screen it says "error, not long enough." Here's another one. Girl, baby, I'm wet. Boy, want a paper towel? Girl, no, I want more than that. Boy, want 2 paper towels? No, baby, I want something big and round. Damn, you want the whole roll? Roses are red, nuts are brown, skirts go up, pants go down, body to body, skin to skin. Where it's stiff, stick it in. The longer it's in, the stronger it gets. It goes in dry and comes out wet. It comes out dripping and starts to sag. It's not what you think. It's a dirty old tea bag. My girl caught me blowing my dick with the air dryer and asked what I was doing. Apparently heating your dinner wasn't a good answer. My girlfriend came out of the shower and said, I shaved my pussy. You know what that means? I said, yeah, the fucking drain is clogged again. My boyfriend said it gets 200 kick-ass votes. We're gonna try anal. Please don't vote. He's on Viagra. And then it got 8,900 votes. Friend, dude, I can't stop dreaming about my crush. Well, imagine this. You're home alone and your crush comes over for a visit. Okay, I can see it. She walks into your room and you're just sitting there. I'm liking this. Me? Okay, so she walks in front of you and takes her pants off. She's not wearing any underwear. And then she sits on you. Oh, what a naughty girl. Yeah, okay, don't get dirty on me. So she's sitting on you and then she's starting shitting in you. Right then and there, you find out you're a toilet. I hate you. I don't really get that one. That one's kind of lame. I'd give that one the big old lame-o. Slap it a lame-o across the face. Speaking of lame-os, there's this one guy that came out to our show and I don't know, he kind of rubs me the wrong way if you ask me. And, one time he was talking about my bass and he said it was, I don't know, he didn't like the way it sounded, but I don't know. Fuck you. What do you know? Why don't you just worry about what the fuck you're doing and stay the fuck out of my business? How about that? How do you like dim apples? A kid walks into a class with a shirt, pants, underwear, and socks. The teacher asks, "Where have you been?" The boy says, "On top of a blueberry hill." Then another boy walks in with no shirt and no socks on and the teacher says, "Where have you been?" The boy says, "On top of a blueberry hill." Then a girl walks in and the teacher asks, "Where have you been?" "Oh, let me guess, on the top of a blueberry hill." And the girl says, "No, I am Blueberry Hill." I guess, is that her name? Blueberry Hill? It's kind of a weird name. I guess picking a name for your kid would be weird, eh? Challenging, you know. You don't want to give him too much of a pussy name so that he's like a little bitch, or maybe he, toughens the fuck up and, you give him a soft name and then he becomes a hard ass and, he's got to learn the tough way. Or you give him a way too, I don't know, maybe complimentary of a name, and then, he walks around thinking he's the shit, when actually his shit stinks worse than most people's others, So it's really you really got to be careful on the name, especially with boys. I think boys may be a little bit harder to name than girls. Although you can get, you can give them the two-way name. It could be a boy's name or a girl's name. such as Paul or Paula. Um, Alright, me. Say I'm the man after everything I say. Alright, you broke up with your girlfriend. I'm the man. You decided to get drunk. I am the man. You went to the bar. I am the man. You found a hot chick there. I am the man. You invited her to your house and she said yes. I am the man. You both came into your room and had sex. I am the man. Next morning you wake up. I am the man. And she says, I am the man. You invited her to your house and she says, I'm the man. Sorry, that was the joke. Paul, if you don't know how fucking jokes work, I'm sorry guys, I'm fucking low energy today. It's pretty hungover, like I said, I've been pounding waters all day. Drinking really takes a toll on an old fella, like an old chap like myself, so, can't really keep up with the cranks as well as I used to, Alright, let's get into some Newfoundland ghost stories, because that's what I was going to do, and, for this one, look at that, I did have a lighter, and I thought I didn't all day. So for this one, I'm going to kill the lights, make it all fucking spooky in here. Alright, and here we go. Is it scary? Can you see me? Or is it too dark in here? It might be a little bit too dark in here. Don't worry, I'm wearing fucking pants today in case you didn't know. It's a pants podcast today, so it's a rare gem. So buckle up, buckaroo. When I was 24, I got out of uni and I was now a vet. My apricot pug, Bella, would come to work with me the first day I was on desk duty, and an old lady with stringy black hair came with me and gave me a crooked smile. I smiled and said hello. One of the other workers looked at me weirdly and asked who I was talking to. The old lady, didn't you see her right here? I questioned, she shook her head. I thought it was the first day jitters, so I cleared my head. I went home to my boyfriend and his buddy was playing video games in the basement. I fed the dog, and when I went down to put her kibbles, a crackled voice hummed in my ear. Keep your eye on her, it said. I turned around thinking it was my boyfriend, Ed, and when I looked, the same figure was there, but it had a demonic smile. I screamed and it flew away, saying that it would be back. Shortly after, I did research about the house, and the old lady used to take animals and fray them up in this house. Me and Ed moved, had 2 children. We never heard from the ghost since. Oh, give me the willies. Giving me the shivers there on the old arm hairs, the old chest hairs, chesticles. Cutting diamonds now. Diamonds. Okay. You got to get the lighter for the full fucking action here. The following report was sent into our website by Sabrina on September 16, 2013. I was 17 at the time. My sister, she was 18 and moved out with her friend to get away from our mom. Anyway, a year had passed and she had asked if I would like to sleep over, and I said yes. That night, me sister and her friend stayed up watching every horror movie we could find. When we designed it was time for bed. We put everything away and went to sleep. Me and my sister shared a room. Her friend was down the hall from us. Sometime that night, I took up to someone walking down the hall to my sister's room. I thought it was my sister's friend, so I went back to sleep. Again that night, me and my sister woke up to her friend screaming. Me and my sister ran to my friend's room to make sure she was okay. When we pushed open the door, my sister's friend is in the corner of the room next to the door, and on her bed in the middle On her bed was a middle-aged woman sitting in the middle of the bed, just staring at her. My sister grabbed her friend and we ran out of the house. Me and my sister waited by the side of the house because we thought she broke in and we didn't want her to get away. So my sister's friend went to her friend's house to call the cops. When they came, we told them what happened. The cops went in, they came out, and minutes later she said no one was in the house, but they did find a note that said, "Stay out of my house." Ooh. A few weeks later, my sister and her friend moved out, and I asked them once if they would ever go back, and they said, "Over my dead body." St. John's Ghost, Great Grandma Knits. The following report was sent into our website by Lionel on May 24th, 2013. My own personal story from St. John's, Newfoundland, on McNaughton Drive. I used to wake up in the middle of the night to go downstairs, use the bathroom between the ages of 3 and 5 years old. Every night I would get up to use the bathroom. I would look right down the hall to always see the same old lady sitting in her rocking chair by my living room window. On the left side, if you were facing it, rocking back and forth, knitting the same thing over and over again. I used to try and talk to the ghost some nights. She had a warm feeling about her, and she would only reply with, "Be a good boy, listen, and go back to bed." And in the morning, her and her rocking chair would be gone, no sign of her being there until the next night. I used to tell my dad about the lady in our house. He thought it wasn't true until I turned 13. When I have enlightened my mother about the ghost, she asked, "What did she look like?" I said she had gray hair done up in a bun style with black glasses on and wore a blue denim button-down dress, sitting on an old wooden rocking chair every night knitting. My mom's face dropped and that sounds like your great grandmother Mitchell. Then I replied with, "I only told you a few details. How could you know who she is?" So she called my grandfather and got the picture emailed over to the house so I could see if it was her. With little hope and doubt on it being the same lady I saw, the picture came through. My mom printed it and handed it to me, and my face dropped. I couldn't believe what I was seeing. The same lady in the photo was the exact same lady I was seeing over and over again. And my grandmother Mitchell had passed away before I was born, and on top of this, she had never moved out of Alberta. Wow. So she didn't even live in Newfoundland then, I guess. The following report was sent to our website by Amelia on September 9th, 2012. I remember when I was younger, when I still lived with my mother, I always used to see these things in my house. But the thing is, when it did happen, I was always alone. I'll tell you this much. They are not friendly whatsoever, and I was always scared of being home alone. I remember when I was about 10 years old, and of course I was home alone at the time. I was in my living room watching TV, and all of a sudden I hear footsteps coming down the hall. As first I thought that maybe it was one of my brothers came in from the house from the back door, but sadly I was wrong, very wrong. I called out their names and got no reply. I still heard footsteps, so I thought they were going to prank me, so I got up and looked down the hall. There was no one. I shook my head and convinced myself I was just hearing things. So I went back down and sat down on the couch. Not even 5 minutes later, I hear footsteps again. This time I started getting scared. So of course I went back down the hall. This time I did see something. It was a man, like a grown man, standing in the middle of the hall. He was wearing a suit with a light brown texture. He looked like he was from a different time. I just kept staring at him. When he finally looked at me and I felt so much anger and hatred, I froze. And I guess the man like that, I was scared because he smiled. It wasn't a nice smile either. I looked away, but when I looked back, there's there's another man wearing the same suit as the first. I felt the same anger and the hatred in him also. I was still frozen in place. No matter how hard I tried, I couldn't move. I couldn't run. I couldn't move at all. I just stayed there and stared at these men. They started walking towards me, and of course I tried to run, but they got to me first. They became aggressive towards me, and I didn't know why. I didn't know what I did wrong. One of them tilted their head and gave me a smile again, that fucking creepy smile. He reached out and grabbed me. He felt Ray. He had the neck of my shirt, but when I tried to push him away, my hands went right through his body. I started to scream. The man lifted me up off the ground and threw me at least 5 feet away from him. I hit the ground hard, but I didn't even want to move. I was still too scared, but when I looked up, they were gone. This happened for quite a few months leading up to my 14th birthday, but that sad thing is absolutely nobody believed me, so I was alone to fight this hell over and over. To this day, I don't know why they were so aggressive, but once I left Newfoundland and came to Ontario, these men stayed where they were, and I haven't had any problems since. This is a short one out of Stevensville. Ghosts, hand tapping on the kitchen table. I was living at my mom's house up until a few years ago, and at night, for as long as I can remember, I would be in the living room, and since there was no door there, I could see right into the hallway. There was a ghost of a woman with an old-fashioned white nightgown on the veil over her head. She was looking down and went in only one direction. I also saw a hand tapping on the kitchen table when I was talking to a friend. However, I never found any history of a death in the property where the house is located. Alright, let's back up into the fucking lights here. Let's see, let's go over one more Calgary metal scene event listing, and I'd say that's pretty well the podcast for the week. Hopefully you had a good week and kept out of trouble, did some exercising, you ate well. I've been eating really well as of late, although last night I had about fucking 16 pieces of pizza. I had a small pizza to myself at home, and then late night we stopped in and I got a couple slices there and some ranch sauce, So Wednesday, March 28th, Dickens Pub, Despised Icon, and Carnifex 2017 North American Tour with guests. Advance tickets available online at concertworks.ca and at Sloth Records. Friday, March 31st, it's at Distortion, the Family Values Tour featuring the music of Korn and Limp Bizkit, 475 shots of Yag, and $6 tall cans of steam whistle. Doors are 8, bands are at 9:30. Covers 10 Bones, Cheddars, and 18 plus show. McEwen Hall tour is on the same night as this show at Distortion. And I got a ghost, I think, in my house now, since I'm telling all these ghost stories. I heard some strange noises back there. So I'm here all alone. So Friday, March 31st, McEwen Hall, Disciple Magazine Tour, Creator, Obituary, Midnight, and Horrendous. All ages welcome. Doors are at 7. Tickets, Sloth Records and Ticketfly. April 1st, April Fools at Night Owl, Dickens, April 1st, Amorphous and Swallow the Sun North American Tour. Advance tickets online at concertworks.ca. Night Owl, Witchstone, Kron, Goblin, Temple, and Raw. Doors are at 8. Tickets are $12 in advance and $15 at the door. Night Owl CEMR Metal Fest is on April 6th. Plant Eater, Path to Extinction, Calavera, Deatherus, Anti-Pattern, BLQ, and Benevolent Like Quietus. Tickets information, advance tickets are now available online, Facebook, blah blah blah, yada yada yada. Friday, April 7th, Night Owl CEMR Metal Fest 2017 display of Decay Vile Insignia Anacarian? I don't fucking know. Ye goat fucking her gods. Hear gods. Ye goat hear gods. Yeah, I think they word herd gods. I don't fucking know. It's a ridiculous name. Don't ask me. Augrium and Graveyard Nemesis tickets information in this event. Advance tickets on the line available online. And my throat is rasped. The Gateway, Catatonia, Caspian, and Uncured doors are at 7. 8 p.m. show tickets are $30 to $35. Stampede Corral, Insane Clown Posse, Canadian Juggalo Weekend. Check out all the event for all the details in the lineup. Tickets online at juggaloweekend.ca and the Next Level Incorporated. Night Owl, April 8th, Terrifier, WMD, Testera, Train Bigger Monkeys, Juliet's Run, Forsaken Right. Tickets on events. Tickets now available online. The Palomino Steakhouse, Social Club, Woodhawk, Release, Crown Goblin, and Mothercroft. Doors are at 9, 18 plus. Admissions $12. Stampede Corral, Insane Clown Posse. We already fucking read all these, Paul. Alright, that's probably enough for fucking this week. What do you think? You're probably sick of listening to me anyway, so, if that's what you chose to do. So, but anyway, thanks for tuning in. Thanks for everybody again that came out for our show. Thanks for Hammer Drone and Cage for putting on the show and inviting us out to, celebrate Hammer Drone's CD release. Thanks to Votov for being on tour and coming out and partying with us. Widow's Peak for opening the night. And, have yourself a metal week. Keep it real, keep it safe, eat well, be good, and good things will happen. And looking forward to talking to you next week. Over and out. Metal Mercers Road, Saturday, turn 28, I believe. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next week. Cheers. Peace.